My thoughts on Nicki Minaj real fast. Um, I don't and never have bought into this Zionist Hollywood, you know, ghetto slop that they've been selling, they've been peddling. I never bought into it. I'm not invested in any of that stuff. I don't relate to anything. And I know I'm just one black person out of a whole population, but you can't sell me that shit. Um, I mean, just look at it. It's slop. It's gross. It's disgusting. It's stupid. It's idiotic. It has no values. It has no culture. It has no purpose. It has no principles. It has nothing to stand on. I mean, look at this ghetto slop they're selling, and I get so tired of people, saying stuff to me like, "Oh, you just against black people. You just against black culture." No, you all are against black culture when you think that these things represent it. Ignorance, inability to speak standard English, being uneducated, bumbling and fumbling, fucking off in life, not knowing where you're going, not having a life plan, um, having no values and like not thinking about what you do before you do it and the consequences. None of that. Just living by the seat of your pants, hand to mouth. None of that. You know, this whole idea I got to do bad shit to get somewhere in life. It's gonna be worth it. Like I don't buy any of that. I've been at the bottom. Now I'm here. I'm like I'm not buying none of that. This whole I'm struggling. I've always struggled. All I ever do is struggle. I got to do illegal shit. I got to struggle, struggle, struggle. I'm not buying none of that. I'm not interested. All of that is ghetto slop. They created a false culture. Everybody who's ever been in America, unless you are elite and wealthy and rich, everybody in America starts from wherever the hell they are, and they work like a dog to get somewhere better. And a lot of it includes intentional, purposeful planning, you know, having a life plan, stepping it up, putting hard work in, thinking, leveling up. That's not nothing new. I don't ever see where in so-called white culture, any other culture, that they are, promoting this idea that you need to do some dirty shit, do some fuck shit, destroy your community by any means necessary, get rich or die trying, and all this type of shit. You don't see no other culture where they promote that. None. They try to sell that ghetto slop, and that's what it is. It's ghetto slop. And for some reason, black people feel like they got to defend that shit. That is a created culture. That's created. That's not reality. That is not fucking reality. And my thing is, if you think that's real, what year did that start? Because that shit ain't always been there. They created a lot of that gangster ghetto culture in the 80s. It's fairly new. It's fairly new. Okay, so yeah, you got Reconstruction, okay, the 1920s, Harlem Renaissance, black folks finding their way in the South. We don't have gangster culture. Where the fuck did that come from? It was invented by the Zionists in fucking Hollywood. But we feel like we got to defend that. I've had so many people, oh, you just don't like black culture. That's not black culture. That's the problem. You identifying what somebody has packaged and branded as black culture and you want to defend it. I'm not you. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not saying anything about other people, but I'm actually intelligent. I'm actually intelligent. I'm actually well read. I know Black history well from the beginning to the end. I have books that I have read. I've taught African American history. So you can't sell me this idea that, we're all coming from Compton and we all got to sell drugs. That's some bullshit they created in the motherfucking 80s through movies, through propaganda. That is not black culture. That is not black culture, particularly those of us who live in the South. There's a huge number in population of black people who live in the South. That gangster shit, Uzis and guns and shooting and drive-bys, that's not our culture. That's not what the fuck black people, particularly in the South, do. But they would like to sell you this idea that everybody black is armed and dangerous. They sell drugs. You can't come up unless you do some bullshit. Everybody's a hoe and all this stuff. That is ghetto culture packaged by Hollywood. That's not the reality of black existence. And I get so sick and tired of people acting like you're supposed to defend it or relate to it. I don't relate to none of that shit. I don't relate to none of that shit. That shit is a joke to me. Okay? It's about as corny as a fucking holiday card. Okay? That shit's corny. That's not real. Fine before 1980s when they created the so-called gangster culture after the black exploitation films. Show me. You understand this ghettoization and all this other stuff, the music going along, the soundtracks and all that stuff, that was created in Hollywood. All these images is black ghetto slop. And I'm not eating it, I'm not buying it, I'm not selling it. This porn stripper culture in Atlanta's the only place where stripper culture is real. And what is stripper culture driven by? It's driven by hip hop. It's driven by what? The music. And on a regular basis, it's stripper culture. What was that movie? What was the damn movie? I forgot the movie. It's a movie about the strip club. I forgot the damn name. But these things are born out of creation. They take a little piece. They take a little bit of Compton. They package that shit, something unique to Compton. You take something packaged from Chicago and you throw it out there like that's black culture. No, that is that particular neighborhood in fucking Chicago. No, that is Compton over there in that particular place. That's not all of America. That's bullshit. You are not going to package these regional anomalies and sub local cultures and try to present that like that's fucking black culture. And we're supposed to be like, yeah, that's black culture. We defend that because we relate to what? Movies like Friday? That shit's not real. That's a set. Those are actors. They're people that are paid. They're props. There's funding. It's Hollywood. They create realities that don't exist. They don't. But you got black people who literally be like, man, that's our culture. That's not our fucking culture. You just too backwards and too ignorant to know. And then when you see black people like myself, I don't. Nicki Minaj. The question is, what does a washed up hoe, okay? What does a washed up hoe do? What does a washed up female who used her body and her looks to sell records and she signs her name on the contract? She's a sellout. She sold her soul to Hollywood and the music industry. You look like a damn fool. She was with Meek Mills. Bitch, you don't even have enough uh, n- normal and naturalness in you to find a heterosexual man. You over here signing yourself up to be with a man who's getting his booty ran through by P. Diddy. And all of y'all are just, in these pseudo fake realities, chasing fame, and you got nothing for your wet ass. Nothing. They costume you, they pump you up, they put you on contracts, they run you out like a puppet, they recreate you and spin you around and recreate you again. You are a fucking Frankenstein who signed on the dotted line. I mean, get the fuck out of here. And you supposed to be my fucking hero? You're supposed to be a somebody to look up to. It's so crazy because even Charlie Kirk, there is a clip where Charlie Kirk is saying he don't like Nicki Minaj because she is not a role model for what? Black girls. And what do? They dress the hoe up and put some clothes on her, tell her don't come with the pink hair. Barbs, barbs, fucking groupie shit, right? They dress the bitch up and tell her cover your ass for just one day. She's 43 fucking years old. What is a washed up super hoe who's lived a wild life gonna do? What is she gonna do? Like I said, Queen Latifah, when her time was up, Queen Latifah was a lesbian, is a lesbian, right? She's a masculine woman. What do? They hype her ass up. What is that? AB Media. What's wrong with Nikki? Man, that's ghetto slop. That's what the and AB, why you got me blocked on your channel, but you want to come over here and fucking make comments on my shit? Don't block me and then be on my shit. What you talking about? What's wrong? See, that's what I'm talking about. Y'all. That's why I don't pay y'all no attention. Y'all black manosphere talking about some what's everything is wrong with Nicki Minaj. What the fuck do you mean? The fuck? Talking about what's wrong? What ain't wrong? So what are you gonna do about a rapper, a female rapper, a whole genre of music built off of misogyny? What are you gonna do as a woman? Let me switch earplugs. Let me see to this switch. Block. Last time I tried to comment, I couldn't see my comment. I am blocked. Let me try that. But what is a rapper, a woman who has the nerve to get into hip hop, especially in the 80s? What is she going to do? Because it is a misogynistic culture created in Hollywood. What is she going to do? Nikki is a great role model. What's the issue? She's a horrible role model. She's a horrible role model. She's horrible. What do you mean? What's good about her? Okay, you just trolling. I'm not studying you. You trolling. But what I'm saying is this: Nicki Minaj. What did Queen Latifah have to do? She got to, ladies first. She tried to do that black feminist, womanist music. Okay, Queen this, Queen that. Um, but what happened is that masculine black woman. What did she end up doing? Getting a big contract to sell what? Makeup. The irony. The irony. And she made them rich for a long time because makeup was never something that was promoted. Major brands never promoted, but they saw a niche and they wanted to make some money. So CoverGirl paid her all that money. Now, what? Look at the irony of that. A masculine woman who gets into a male-dominated, misogynistic space, carves out her place, and then when she's all done and she's old, notice that she's old. Because rappers, you can't be rapping past 40. You corny when you rapping past 40. I don't care if you're male or female. But for females, you really fucking rap. You're done. The rapper is rap by 40, okay? Because what you talking about ain't relevant. And if you got some goddamn sense of maturity, the shit you used to talk about, you shouldn't be talking about no more. You should be grown. You should have something else on your mind, right? So Queen Latifah is a lesbian, a butch lesbian selling fucking cover girl to black women. Like we need to be wearing makeup and shit. Okay. You see, it's just all kinds of wrong. But this is what you have to do. I'm just making a point when you're a rapper. Now, Salt and Pepper, when I was a journalist, I ended up, unfortunately, having to cover what Salt and Pepper was doing because they were coming to, and I had to go to that stupid ass play. They were doing some Chitlin Circuit Christian play, and I had to go out there and interview them. I was like, this shit is so lame. I'm talking about worse than Tyler Perry, 10 times worse. Just low budget, Chitlin Circuit Christian. And that's the thing, that's the pivot, right? I got to go Christian. Because if you go Christian, nobody's going to put you down, right? They're not going to tell you you're untalented and your shit sucks, right? So that's the way that Salt and Pepper went, right? So here we come to Nicki Minaj. That was in the 80s, 90s. What does a washed up rapper do? We see what happened to Lil Kim. Lil Kim looks crazy as hell, something 50 years old, out here with a beat up body, all her implants and all her Botox and shit has melted, and she looked like a hot mess. She then sat there and sold her soul trying to be a white woman, dyeing her hair blonde, getting her nose pinched to the point where she don't got a nostril no more, looking washed up and weird. Okay, she looks like an experiment of some sort. So we got that going on. You see what I'm saying? She can't even sell anything. She's not brandable. What has she been able to do? So she's out here doing these $2 ass concerts, dancing or trying to dance with her old ass. There's no life for a 40-year-old rapper. If you haven't invested and you don't have anything that you actually, Rihanna's smart. She got her own damn brand, her own perfumes, her own everything. She's smart. Beyonce is smart. They got something they actually own that they can sell. But most of these are not so lucky, right? Because time flies. A lot of people don't realize that. Time fucking flies. Time flies. You be in that industry, your head will be spinning. 1 year turns into 10, and then you're done. You started out when you were 20, now you're 40, and you're done. And there's no coming back from that. Age is fucking relevant. Entertainment is a young people's game. It's consumed by young people. So here she is. Nicki Minaj is 43 years old. Look at her picture. Look what she looks like. She's no spring chicken. She can't get the attention of these little young guys. She's not hot. I'm not saying she's useless. I'm not saying she's ugly. I'm telling you, when it comes to Hollywood, she's done. Everything that could come out has been rinsed out already. Every bit of juice has been squeezed. Okay, in Hollywood, it's a fast process. It don't take long. You in and then you out, quick, like lightning. So, what is her recreation? What can she do? How can she rebrand herself? What's her next option? What is the next move? What is the rebirth of Nikki? 43. 43. The young girls don't want to look like Nikki, right? That time is over. She's not going to be able to sell. Kim Kardashian going through the same shit. When you hit 40, it's a wrap because the next generation is already on the next 20-year-old or the next 18-year-old. They start young, you understand. So what's that little girl from South Africa? What's her name? She's just as cute, little mixed girl. I forgot her name. She does Afro beats. She's hot. Afro beats are hot. These little skinny twig ass, dark skin, light skin, brown mulattoes. That's what's hot right now. All these big wig, washed up, big booty, BBL, 40-year-old rappers, bitches. You're over. You're done. You're done. Hey, what's up, cynical? Hey, what's going on? You're fucking done. They're not prepared. They didn't put their money right. They was too busy flashing. They don't understand the Hollywood game. They signed them contracts. They signed their name. They gave it all away. And a lot of them on the contracts, they can't do much. You understand? They can't represent brands. They can't do a lot of stuff because that name belongs to somebody else, not you. You got to go to them with percentages and present yourself and see if they allow you. Is it to their benefit? Can they make money? You don't own that damn name. You don't own that brand. You bought and sold. So you have very limited on what you can do. A lot of them do that. Prince talked about it. Michael Jackson talked about it. They sign contracts that take their damn soul. They're not free individuals. So they're very limited in what they can do. So what do they do a lot, right? What do they do a lot? They decide to go Christian, right? They go Christian. And if you don't go Christian, what's your other option? Go political. So that's what Nicki Minaj is doing with her 43-year-old washed up ass. You not hot. You not the shit. Oh, her name is Tyler. That's her name, Tyler. Tyler is an artist out of South Africa, mixed girl. Tyler, that's her name. This Tyler, that's what the fuck this generation. This is what the entertainment industry is looking for. They're not looking for no droopy 43-year-old BBL overbloated big butt. They're not looking for that no more. They want a little twig bitch, okay? Little cute twig bitch. That's what they looking for now. That's out. That BBL, that fat booty, big thighs, that shit's out. And you 43 with it, bitch, go sit down. Go sit down. So here go Nicki Minaj. I'm not mad about it. I just don't like the fact that you're doing that switch up. I don't appreciate it. You sit there and you got black people who love to act like this is black culture. This is black culture. These fucking ugly ass wigs, these cheap ass $2 ass wigs. This is black culture. Black culture. No, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not. And these stupid long eyelashes. That's black culture. You don't like black people. No, that's ghetto Hollywoodization being sold to the black population by Zionists, packaged and sold. That ghetto Crenshaw, uh, LA bullshit, gangster life, NWA. That's bullshit. That's created in a fucking lab, okay? And it's packaged and sold to black people, and they feel like they got to defend. You just don't like ghetto. You just don't like black people. You don't like the ghetto. No, I don't like none of that because it's not real. I ain't never seen none of that shit in my life as a black person. From my rural family to wherever else I have traveled, I have not seen none of this. It's not real to me. Uzis driving down the street, hanging out the car, cars bouncing up and down with rims and glow lights popping out the damn car. boom, boom, boom down. That's bullshit. They sold everybody that. And what do people do? Once it's sold, they imitate and they try to make it what? Real. I've seen people who have cars that look like the ones in LA, here in Atlanta and Miami, because they're doing what? They are copying what Hollywood has packaged and sold as black culture. They package that shit. They package that shit. That whole thing of sagging and the clothes and all that type of stuff and wearing wife beaters and stuff. Prison culture. You can't sell me ghetto slop. I don't think that looks good. I never have had no interest in seeing a black man with sliding shoes, with white socks, some pants sagging and hanging down, with a wife beating a do rag. That's not black culture. But black people would defend that. They would defend. You just don't like black culture. No, I don't. I don't know what that is. I don't recognize it. And so they see it on TV, and then the local people, wherever they are, in Arkansas, Little Rock, they start wearing the shit too. That's jail culture. So here Nicki Minaj has, and I remember when I was a teacher, y'all know what I had to do in the morning time? I had girl students that were late to class every day. I said, what the fuck are they doing in the goddamn bathroom? We the teachers don't use the bathroom, the students use. I was like, what the fuck? They come pouring out as soon as the bell ring. They wait till the bell or a little bit after the bell. They come pouring out the bathroom. I said to myself, what the fuck is going on in the bathroom? Fuck is going on? We ain't got but 4 stalls in the bathroom. And there's 20 girls in the goddamn bathroom come running out. I'm on hall duty, so I'm looking. Like, what the fuck is the magic in the goddamn bathroom? I go in the bathroom. You know what I see when I go in the bathroom? A bunch of 17, 18, 19-year-old young black women gelling down them cheap ass, ugly ass wigs onto their forehead, making some kind of swirls with that baby hair. That's what they call it. I see young women with these things that look like scissors on their eyelashes. I think they're eyelash curlers. Looks violent to me, actually. And they're putting on glue and fixing eyelashes on their eyes that look like spiders. That's what the fuck I see. Now maybe I'm just old and corny. That was 10 years ago. Maybe I am old and corny. Maybe I've never been hip. Maybe I'm too judgmental. But I have never seen any of that as a beauty standard. You know what I told them? I told them, if y'all don't get y'all ass out this bathroom, y'all know who I used to say? Trying to look like Lil Kim and Nicki Minaj. That's what I used to tell them. I used to tell them, why don't you be yourself? Why you want to be Nicki Minaj? That created a whole culture for them teenage girls in high school. Lil Kim, Nicki Minaj. I don't know if Cardi B was high. I think maybe she was, but I said Nicki Minaj. I said this is some kind of Nicki Minaj fucking cult. These girls are in here with these Nicki Minaj wigs on, trying to look like her, working on these ugly ass eyelashes, trying to look like Nicki Minaj. This is sick. And I had many a lecture to my students. Why can't you be yourself? Why are you trying to be Nicki Minaj? And I don't think it was Lil Kim because Lil Kim was way older. I don't even think they even knew who she was. So I used to say Nicki Minaj. And I think Cardi B was just getting hot. And they told me about some called City Girls, but I never looked into them. But it's all the same shit. BBL, chunky bitches with ugly wigs and stupid eyelashes. They look like transvestites. That's what I told my kids. I said they look like all of this that you're doing. You look like you're trying to imitate a transvestite. This is what lady boys do. This is how lady boys look. You're a real female. Why would you do all this to yourself? You look strange. You make me double look. Are you male or female? Are you a male imitating a female? Do y'all know y'all look strange? I used to tell them that. I'm telling you, some of the shit I used to tell and ask my kids, it was shock. That's all I can say. It was shock. A lot of people be like, damn, you can't be saying that. Yeah, I did. I fucking did. I had to keep it real and tell them the truth. Y'all look like lady boys trying to look like Nicki Minaj. That's not real. But that's the thing. That's the delusion. That's the illusion. That's the dangerous part. They package and sell you some ghetto slop, and then slowly but surely they put it in a movie. They make it cool, and then art imitates life. Black people start saying, "This is black culture." I've had people on this right here, this social media, tell me that you just don't like black culture. You just don't like black culture. No, I know that ain't black culture. That's ghetto slop packaged from Hollywood. All of that shit is ghetto slop. I'm not subscribing to that. You call me whatever you want to call me, a Oreo, call me a sellout, tell me I think I'm white. I'm pro black. And because I'm pro black, I am not sent to assign. I am not about to assign this hot created ghetto hot slop that they created in Hollywood. I'm not buying that and I'm not claiming that for my people. I'm sorry. So if anybody's anti-black, it's you because you sitting there taking some weird ass culture that's been created in some test tube in fucking Hollywood and you claiming that for black people. I'm not gonna do it. I will not. So that's what happens when you are a rapper who signed your name to that dotted line and sold your soul to Hollywood and the music and entertainment industry, and you come to your end because you are what? Outdated. You are 40. You can't twerk enough. You can't dance hard enough. There's not another color wig you can put on. There's nothing that's going to save you from age. You're done. Tyler's hot. You're not. Okay? The twig skinny girls with no BBLs, that's who's winning right now. So you're done. You got to go sit down. So Nicki Minaj takes her 43-year-old ass over to Turning Point USA. That ain't her first move. Her first move was acting like she had something to fucking offer to Nigeria about how they handling their Christian business over there. Bitch, first of all, you don't even know where Nigeria is. Second of all, you are not involved in politics and you never have been, especially on the international level. They even said that when she was speaking, she didn't have no background knowledge, and whatever she said proved that she didn't even know the dynamics of what was going on in Nigeria. So you putting your hand in the Kool-Aid and you don't even know the flavor. I'm gonna need you to go take 4 seats, Nicki Minaj. Go sit your ass down. You are an embarrassment to yourself. You are an embarrassment to black women. You are washed up, bitch. Go join a gospel. Go see if you can find Kirk Franklin. Get in a church. Try to minister to somebody. The old hoe stroll, whatever you want to do. Get on the pulpit, twerk, create you a church. Do whatever you got to do if you want to play the Christian role. But now she want to be Desmond Tutu and shit. Now she want to be motherfucking Mahatma Gandhi. Are you serious? Man, these jokes write themselves. I mean, the crazy thing is she's not even from the United States. She's from Trinidad, they say. They say she's from Trinidad. And it has been said that it's possible that she might be doing this service because she didn't come here legally. She came here as an illegal immigrant as a child. So there's that. There may be more. There was a guy who was from Senegal. He's the best known nonverbal uh, social media person. And the United States came to him very nicely. They didn't just deport him nasty. And they said, hey, dude, you're out of status. You got to go. And he left. They could have done the same thing to Nicki Minaj. They could have said, hey, girlfriend, um, you got some stuff in your background that we saw. And it could be they only discovered that because they're looking to use people. They want some new tools, and they can use this immigration policy to do so, to create some new tools. Who knows? Nobody knows. But she is not intelligent enough. She's not educated enough. Nicki Minaj is a nobody when it comes to real life. She's a Hollywood creation. She's not even part of FBA black culture. And here she is taking her ass to the world stage. She didn't went to Turning Point USA. I haven't even listened to what she had to say. She's sitting across from Erica Kirk with all black hair. When y'all ever see that bitch wear all black hair? She trying to look civilized all of a sudden. You see? She trying to fit into the white dynamic. That's what she's trying to do. She's trying to be marketable and acceptable. They tried it with old pale ass, what's her name? What's her name? Kanye's ex-girlfriend. I forgot her name. I forgot her name. But they tried it with her. She realized real quick she had been too much of a hoe. She wasn't gonna be able to resell that and package it. She wasn't gonna be able to do it. She wasn't gonna Amber Rose, that's her name. Amber Rose. She tried. That's what I'm saying. When you hit that 40 something, and I'm in my 40s, so I'm not putting no women down. But when you in Hollywood and stuff, the 20-year-olds is what's selling. And if you ain't 20, you're gonna have to find you some kind of hustle, some kind of rebranding. It's hard to sell clothes, it's hard to sell beauty products. It's hard to sell a lot of shit when you get past fucking 40. When you're not a spring chicken, it's very difficult. It's very difficult, especially for a woman. It's very difficult to find something to sell. What are you gonna fucking sell? Vitamins? Dish liquid? What the fuck are you gonna sell? They looking for Tyler. You know what I'm saying? They looking for who's up next. They looking for the next 18, 19-year-old to do marketing branding. They're not looking for a washed up 43-year-old rapper. Who wants to see Lil Kim or Nicki Minaj twerking? Who wants to pay for that? What audience wants to see a grandma twerking? Who? Hollywood is cruel. By 40 years old, you're done. Now, actresses like Julia Roberts, people who have real, Bruce Willis, people who have real standing, even comedians, you can recreate yourself. Look at Whoopi. Whoopi has had a long, long, stable career, but there's real talent there. These talents are not real talents. They're just temporary. It's ghetto fucking slop. And the closer you are to being ghetto slop and you sold that bullshit as black culture, the more difficult it is for you to transition to something else. And that's just reality. And I just wish black people would really realize that Hollywood has created a lot of ghetto slop. And they marketed and branded that shit to black Americans as their culture. And many of us are so fucking stupid that we actually hold on to that stuff they created, these scenes, these archetypes. And they do such a good job, like the movie Friday. They make you familiar with shit that you actually didn't never experience. You don't know nothing about, right? The ghetto bicycle. I don't know nothing about that. The car that's bumping and jumping up and down. I don't know about that. The little bit that I have seen of any of those things is because it's black people imitating the ghetto slop that was created in LA. The crack pipes and shit, New Jack City. I ain't never seen no motherfucking crack pipe. All of this ghetto culture and all these weird things that they've associated with black people. It's not anything I actually experienced. I've never seen a person sit with a bulb with a stick on it that's glass and it fills with air and they say, "Ooh, I'm high." My eyes roll back. I ain't seen that. We're not realizing how much we let tell lies by vision affect our consciousness. How much we've imitated things we have not seen. I've never been to a Nicki Minaj concert. I actually don't know any woman before Nicki Minaj, honestly, who was walking around with these big fat eyelashes, big, huge ghetto booty. I've only seen two BBLs in real life. And they made me kind of in my stomach, honestly. One was a Venezuelan girl. I was selling her, no, I was buying a bed from her, a kid bed. I was buying from her, a $800 kid bed. And I got a good price. And I went with my husband to pick it up. And as she's going up the stairs, I was like, what the fuck is that? Tiny, tiny, tiny waist. You can tell she was a skinny girl, real skinny girl. And they glued an ass on her. And it looked strange and out of proportion. It looked painful to me, honestly. It's like small waist and then just like a big ass bubble popping out. It looks very painful. It looked like if you take a pen and you just do that, it'll pop. The shit don't look right in person, right? And the second person I saw is about 4 months ago. I was taking my daughter to a doctor's appointment, and there was a lady who approached me in scrubs. And she was talking about she had services or something that she was offering. She wanted to give me a business card. And she walked up on me, and because the nature of scrubs are very straight up and down type clothing, medical clothing, very straight up and down. And her shit was pulling at the crotch and the thighs real hard. And it brought attention to her shape. And I said, what the fuck is wrong with the scrubs? They was tight as fuck because the proportions of her body was disproportional. And when she turned around, I saw all of this extra meat. I was like, what the fuck is that? And I realized I said, that's a BBL. Don't nothing look natural about it at all. If you ever see one in person, it don't look natural. It don't look real. It looks animated, like a cartoon. The body looks cartoonish, disproportionate, very, very strange proportions. Okay. And I've been around thickness my whole life, from Louisiana to motherfucking Florida. I live in the South. I move around. I know fucking thickness comes. I met this one girl. Her name is Onion. She was not a stripper. She was just a regular chick. And I remember saying, God damn, that's why they call her Onion. Because she had a beautiful body, but it was silhouette. It was Coke bottle. It was beautiful. It was not a freak of nature. You understand? Every angle was perfection. She had an onion. Okay. But before Nicki Minaj and Little Kim and all of them, I never in my life seen that weird shit. And I've only seen two in real life. That's what I'm saying. We got to come to, I keep promoting it. We got to come to local life. What is your local life? What is your local reality really reflecting? Are you really oppressed? Are you really going through something? Is there some white person directly in your life that is dragging you down? I'm just saying, we gotta come to Jesus and come to reality. Is there really some black woman that's just tearing you up and fucking you up? Where's all these narratives come from? Or are you letting people sell you ghetto slop? All the black women are on welfare. They're all baby mamas. They all got weaves and wigs. Where are they? Are they in your local face? Are they? Is that real? Or is that something that you're taking as black culture and it's really just concocted ghetto slop? I'm just asking. What's your real reality look like? Name them. Who's doing that? Name their name. What is their first name? Do you know the first name of all the people that you're saying is so in plethora of doing this thing? Where are they? They don't exist. This whole manosphere, this whole narrative. Oh, it's so bad. All the black women are this, and all the black women are that. They're all bossy. They're oppressing us. Name her. Name them. Name five. Name your top five women that's got a foot on your neck. Name five black women that are holding you back from your school and your career. Who's doing it to you? Who? Name them. You can't. You can't give the first name of a woman who is black who is holding you back. You cannot do it because it's a lie. It's another bit of what? Ghetto slop. That's my point. We have people living in fantasy and delusions that's created by Hollywood. Hot ghetto slop being served on your plate, and you keep eating it and you defend it. Man, fuck that. Fuck that. I see clearly in my local life that none of this shit exists. All these bad black men out here doing this, creating baby mamas and blah, blah, blah. They creating crime and blah, blah. That's bullshit. I know so many black men. Most black men I know. They're winning, man. I got a cousin. He's flying fucking jets. He's a pilot for a major commercial jet line. I know fabulous people all around. I see them. There's these three boys. There, no, it's a four. Is it triplets or quintuplets? I can't remember. Not quintuplets. Quad. I don't know what you call it. Four, fucking four. All going to Yale. All graduating. Four born at the same time. Quad. That's what you call them. Quad. Quadruplets. Black males with black mother and black father. You see this evidence everywhere. I saw another post and it was about some kids who had such high IQ. They were under 10 years old. You have black excellence everywhere, but you let Hollywood and these music and entertainment industries sell you hot ghetto slop and you claim that shit. You consume that shit. You imitate that shit. You become what you focus on. And then you want to tell other black people they not black. You want to tell other black people they not grounded in blackness. You want to tell black people they soul is on ice, that they sellouts and they don't get it. No, I fucking get it. What I fucking get is when I look out my door, I see black families. I see black men being patriarchs in homes they own. That's what the fuck I see. I see black families that go to fucking church and they raise solid children who go on to do great things. I see educated professional black people. I see working class men wherever I go. I see working class women wherever I go. I see people who are living by their work. I don't see people stealing, killing, pillaging, going and stealing and raiding and all this other shit. I don't see that. When I get out of my little enclave and I go to other areas, I see regular, everyday, law abiding, professional, hardworking, working class, everyday black people. That's what I see. So you can't sell me ghetto slop culture because I have not ever in my life put my eyes on it. And I travel the world. You know, some people are just, you just live in the suburb. I live in the suburb. Doesn't mean that's the only fucking thing I see. I travel. I travel to places most black people won't go. I am unafraid. I am adventurous. Me and my husband, I go to places most black people will never go. They'll never dare to travel to. People say, you know, I have family. I can't even tell them where I'm going. My husband's the same way. You cannot tell them where you're going because they're gonna tell you don't do that. My next trip, I'm going to El Salvador. I'm gonna skip the Middle East. They got too much bullshit going on over there. I don't even want to mess with Doha. I don't even want to go to Istanbul. They got too much bullshit going on. Every other day, it's one go kick the other one's ass. Syria versus Turkey, Egypt versus so. I don't. Y'all Arabs, get y'all shit together. I'll come back later. I'm going to explore El Salvador because I want to see the miracle with my own fucking eyes. The miracle of transformation to change a society from being fucked up. And El Salvador is a perfect example. Them people bought into a hot ghetto culture, gang culture. Where the fuck they get that from? Where they get that from? Hollywood don't stop at the borders, y'all. Y'all think Hollywood just stopped right there at the Mexican border? No. That shit travels and it permeates and it sabotages and it collapses decent people in decent places. And it takes on a format of what? Imitation. And then you want to put a black face on it. That's what makes me disgusted. You want to put a black face on it. Mm-mm-mm. Criminal minded people have existed in all societies. They have Vietnamese organized crime. They never Hollywoodized it, though, right? And made it like it was normal. Only black people, they did that too. And that's because we were deaf, dumb, and blind and ignorant, and black people signed on the dotted line. That's why. They realize how interesting we are, how personable and talented we are. And they pervert it. That's what they do. They pervert our talents. Nicki Minaj, she could have done a lot of shit. She could have went a lot of directions with her creativity. But instead, they put a pink wig on the bitch, eyelashes, and they painted her a big bubble butt with a BBL, and they sent the puppet out. That's what they do. They write contracts to buy your soul. And that's what she's doing again. She's selling her soul for the second time. It's fucking sad. It's fucking sad. So she's shedding her hot ghetto slop after she sold it to all these girls. Y'all know how many girls imitated her instead of being themselves at the most vulnerable, most important point of their life? Them girls I had to run out the bathroom trying to be Nicki Minaj, trying to put on them eyelashes, trying to be somebody, trying to be Nicki Minaj, and then they get to watch her, right? They get to watch her shed her hot ghetto slop that she sold them. They're in their 30s now, right? 10 years ago, yeah, they're 30 now. They're 30 now, and they get to watch her transform and blossom into something else and throw that costume out. It's a lesson, ain't it? Be yourself. Be yourself. So Nicki Minaj is at this point. I wouldn't be surprised if she gets on a complete white train. I would not be surprised. I would not be surprised if she starts um, talking shit about them same black people that she sold them that bullshit music and bullshit ghetto slop culture. I would not be surprised if she don't start talking shit about black people because that's the type of shit that white supremacists need you to do. I would not be surprised if she doesn't start critiquing, using herself as an example, right? There was a time when there was a time when I would not be surprised. And she's going to extend that hot ghetto slop that she sold to black people to all black people and black culture. And she, by proxy, starts criticizing black people. You see that? You sell the slop and then you consume the slop and then they talk shit about you for eating the slop they sold you. That's what I'm talking about. It's maddening, man. It's maddening. America is the great shaitan. It is the belly of the beast. And I'm not a conspiracy theorist or anything. I'm just calling it like I see it. This is ground fucking zero. This is ground fucking zero. And I guess you can be neutral. You can just say, oh, it doesn't matter, but you're participating in it. You're consuming it. You're part of it. Ask me to recite some Nicki Minaj. I can't. I don't know. I don't listen to that shit. Ask me. I came across what was it? Wet ass put the wap whatever. I came out late knowing what that was. I kept hearing people wap wap. I was like, I don't know what that is. I don't care. My students had me aware of certain things because they would bring it up in class. After I stopped teaching, I was clueless. Like if you ask me who's the hottest rapper right now, I do listen to Afro beats, but Afro beats being languages I don't fucking speak. I've always done that. I always listen to music that don't have language. I mean, it doesn't have meaning to me because it's not my language. I listen to French. I got German songs I can recite word for word. And what does it fucking say? I don't know. I don't know. I have this lovely band called Unleray Cataracts, German band. I love them, right? I don't have a fucking clue. I know the whole album, multiple albums. I don't know what the fuck they talking about. I got this group called Les Nubians. They're French women, Afro French, and I know all the songs. I don't know what the fuck they saying. I don't. I have no idea what they're talking about. I got some Senegalese. I got some music. I got music all around the world. Bjork, she's from Iceland. I listen to her music. Ask me what she talking about. I don't fucking know. It doesn't matter. I like the sound. I like the melodies, the voice, the rhythms, the beats, the creativity, right? So I'm one of those people. I'm an alchemist. I cannot fool in my real life with memorizing stupidity, right? I can't alchemize that. I can't grow from that. I can't do anything with that. I can't transform that. I bust the windows out your car. I can't. There's nothing for me to do with that. I don't listen to. I'll be honest, with y'all. For the most part, I don't listen to black music because it is loaded with a whole bunch of shit I can't relate to. It's loaded with a whole bunch of negative language, destructive shit, codes built in that don't have nothing to do with who I am and what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to grow fruits and vegetables. I'm trying to create beautiful displays. I'm trying to create meaningful moments for people. I'm trying to transform spaces that people can celebrate life. I try to support the beauty of a wedding. You understand? I'm a creative person. That negative shit, that real crazy shit, I don't got no room for it. I'm not finna sit there and have that stuff beating in my head. I used to tell my students all the time, take the fucking earphones off. Take them off. Stop listening to that stuff. Stop memorizing them words of these strangers you don't know. What are you feeding your soul? What are you feeding your brain? I read somewhere that they got something called 6-7. Or is it 7-8? 6-7, 6-7. I think it's 6-7. They said these young people are running around repeating 6-7, 6-7 in every other sentence. Nobody knows what it means. They just keep saying 6-7. You see the programming? It's dangerous. It's very dangerous. We cannot afford to allow these images and this music. This music is programming. It programs the next generation. And that's why it's so important for people when you have children to be like me and my daughter. We make songs together. I have songs I've written with her name in it, and I sing them to her. We create music together. Let us create. That's what I'm talking about. Creativity. Let's us create music together. We do songs and dances and all kind of choreography. Me and my daughter do that together. We create. We paint together. We decorate cookies and bake things. We create things. I have a culture of creation. I'm a creator, not a destroyer, not an imitator. I'm teaching that to my daughter. Let's create. She has her own garden out there. Let's create. Let's build. Let's grow. Let's give. We cook together. We paint. We draw. We do clay and crafts together. We make music together. We do pretend and play together. We are in a creative mode. That's the type of energy I have in this household as a woman. This is a creative space, a space for love and creativity. I don't have no crazy music blasting in my house. I love the blues, but I don't play that shit. My daddy used to play, you know, Johnny Walker, all of them talking about the blues, talking about all their troubles. What do I look like carrying people's troubles I never met? What do I look like? Word for word. You left me, you know. I remember I had to let go of Donny Hathaway. I discovered Donny Hathaway because I called myself. I said, I want to understand, because you do have to understand stuff. The black music, what we call black music, some of the greats, Donny Hathaway. And I heard his story. I heard his story about how he was so in love with this woman and she left him and he killed himself. And I thought to myself, I said, how could you love somebody so much that you take your own life? That doesn't sound like a black man. That don't sound like a black man. Not none that I know. And so I was wanting to listen to his music so I could understand. So I got a copy, CDs back then, of Donny Hathaway's song. And he has a song called A Song for You. And I used to sit and I used to listen to it. I've been so many places in this life and time. I've sung a lot of songs. You were a friend of mine. I love you in a place where there's no space and time. I love you for my life. You were a friend of mine. And you could tell when he sung that song, he was giving away like the essence of him. Like there's nothing left without you. And I used to sit and listen to that song. There's that one, and there's one more. Um, it's two songs, a song for you, and there's another one. It's just them two songs. I didn't want to hear nothing else he had to say. He had one song with Roberta Flack that was kind of upbeat, but them two songs was deep, man. It was deep. It was deep. And those two songs, I understood everything I need to understand about Donny Hathaway. But I tell you what, when I listen to that song of Donny Hathaway, a song for you, I'm gonna tell, I'm gonna put the I'll put the two songs up on my community tab. I used to cry. I literally used to cry. I don't cry about music, but them two songs, they would make me cry. It would hit me so deep. You can hear it in his voice, like it was yesterday, like I experienced it. Like I had lost somebody or couldn't have somebody, and now my soul is gone. There's nothing left. There's no purpose to live. I listened to those two songs, and I listened to them a lot, and I used to just play them and listen. It would make me cry. And this is all in learning and lessons. I'm not saying you shouldn't have exposure to things, but that repetition, that feeding yourself something over and over like these young people do, they play a song 2,000 times. You can't do that. You can't take on other people's energy. You can't embody other people's experiences, things that you have not done. There's a path that person went down to get what they got. And I understand that's what makes music make it sell. But you got your own path. You got your own road to create. You got your own things to do. And that's what we got to start doing. We got to start getting into the living your own goddamn life, creating your own goddamn reality. We got to start doing that. Stop letting the outward world push inward. I'm speaking on some alchemical shit right now. Stop letting the outer world push in on your inner world. Stop taking on people's emotions and problems and realities that you are not fucking existing in. Stop that. You are down in your own light. You're blowing out your own flame. Let that world exist. Let it be. But don't take on that stuff. That's not your stuff. And that's why a lot of us feel heavy. That's why we have so much depression in the world, so much unhappiness. We taking on all kinds of personas and clips and memes and input. What does it mean to be beautiful? What does it mean to be a man? Everybody's defining and telling everybody everything, and you're taking it all in. Man, fuck that. You here, you exist, you live, you're enough. Period. You don't have to impress anybody. You don't have to be anybody other than who you are. Like Iyanla said, the only thing that you're required to do is what? To fucking breathe. Fucking breathe. That's it. All that other stuff is extra. It's extra. It's garbage. It's trash. It's slop. Just live in your own reality, in your local life. Shift and be the change you want to see. Create every day. Give greatness and gratitude every day. Treat people how you want to be treated. Make sure that the world is better because you came. I say, make an impact. Do some good shit in the world. You know, all this heavy, crazy, extra input, running around, losing our minds. It's just like, no, just fucking no. And a lot of it starts with outside culture. A lot of it starts with the music. Cut the fucking music off. If the music isn't bringing you joy and uplifting you, if it's not feeding your soul and your spirit, cut the fucking music off. Or find some music that does. That doesn't transfer the energy of somebody else's decay to you. Fuck, I wanna walk around here repeating some fuck shit for 1,000 times on auto repeat. What the fuck? Are you kidding me? Luna, turn it down a little bit, Pooh. Luna, turn it down a little bit, Pooh. Same thing. Movies. How many movies do you think I consume? I don't do that. I don't consume a bunch of movies. Just be looking at movies all day. Looking at. I had a time I used to watch The Atlanta Housewives when I was in my 20s. You know, it's to work hard all day. You don't got to turn it all the way down, Pooh, just a little bit. You can turn it back up. I used to watch The Atlanta Housewives. And why did I watch it? Because I'd be working hard all day long. When I get home, I just want to have something to look forward to. Sit down, eat, watch something, make me laugh. It didn't do any real damage to me. But I've gotten older and wiser, and I realize while I'm watching you, I'm not living. You understand? While I'm watching movies, I'm not living. That's why I always, when I talk, I always say I'm on this internet while I'm living, while I'm busy, I'm being productive. Because I can't let these outside things get to a place where I stop living. And a lot of people do. A lot of people stop living because they're listening to music. They're not actually out there living their best life because they're embodying, worrying about superstars and celebrities. People are living vicariously through these other things. They're going and being video games. They in a video game instead of living life. They're not touching grass. They're not letting the sun hit their face. They're not going on picnics. They're not out here, living their full life because they're living it through um, news, media, celebrity gossip. They're either talking about it or consuming it, but they're not actually living. They're not doing anything in their real life. If you ask them, what are the top 10 things that you're doing in 2026, they couldn't tell you. They don't have any goals. They don't have anything they're doing. They're consuming information, living vicariously through non animate objects, video games, celebrities, movies, music, pop culture, chasing all the things they want to be, but they don't have the courage to do so. They're living in the matrix. Living in the matrix. That's why I'm an alchemist. I'm an alchemist because I'm here to master self. I'm here to I'm here to dig into my own creativity and expand outward. That's what I'm here for. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to live my best life. That's why I'm not consuming. Your cable, $100 and $200 cable. I cut that cable. I'm not on the treadmill anymore. I don't need pop culture slop to get me from 5 o'clock after work to fucking 9 so I can stand to go to work again. I don't need that life anymore. I've alchemized myself out of those realities. And that's what you do. When you're on a hamster wheel of work, that's what you do. You have these little comforts, these little things you can hold on to, just so you can get through the next day, the hump day, to the TGI Friday. You understand? Every day is the fucking same. It never ends. It just rewind, repeat, rewind, repeat. I had to get off that. Something spirit said, man, you need to be free. Create a new reality. And I did. I literally stepped off the treadmill. So I'm not running the treadmill anymore. I got something else. I have a vision. I see. I have something else I see. And I alchemized it. I went into the great, deep depths of darkness, into the ethers. And I saw myself and I created myself into something different than I was. Transformed, transmutated into a creative human being. or eat, sleeping, breathing, functional. What do I want today, human being? That's all I want for myself. That's all I ever want. What do I want to do and be today? That's it. This is it. I created that reality. What and who do I want to be today? I might decide I want to be a traveler. I want to travel today. I want to be a traveler. Let me go do that. I want to be a baker today. Let me do that. I want to be a gardener today. Let me do that. I choose every day. Today I want to be a person who exercises, right? Alchemy. I am that which I desire to be. And as the cycle comes and the morning light hits and I have been given the grace of another day, I say, Shay, who and what do I want to be today? What will I do with this life that I'm given for right now? What will I do? This is all I ever wanted for myself, to live fully and freely, day by day. That's all I ever want. And I can do anything within that space. I can do anything. I want to be, there's days I don't want to be a business owner. I don't pay any attention to my business. I don't feel like it. I'll call you back tomorrow. I have days where I just want to do this, and that's all I do. I have days I sit down with my coloring book. I want to color. I want to read. I don't do anything except what I want to do. That is the life I want to live. That's why I ask for myself. That's what I've got. I alchemized it. I created it. I did. I literally did. Ashe. So anyway, I've gotten off into a tangent. That's how my mind thinks. It's very spatial. But that's something to think about. Nicki Minaj, self-identity. What is blackness? Are we eating and defending black ghetto slop, calling it black culture? And why? Do we imitate it after we consume it? Are we better than that? Do we allow all this crazy outward world to make us become something different? Do we transform into sick ghetto slop ourselves if we consume? You are what you eat, right? What does that mean? Are not most of the conversations that we have outward, right? All the projections and the craziness is outward. It's all outward shit. Somebody else's creation. It's not in your local world. So that's why I say I like to live locally. And I would say this to anybody. If you look around and you don't like what you see, guess what? You have some work to do. That's on you. If you look around and all you see is poverty and crazy people and mean people and dominating and da 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 da, da, whatever your issue is, you choose it. You are creating it and choosing it every day. I always say to people, as an alchemist, all you have to do is move. Literally, that's what an alchemist does. You move. Move from here to there. Move from there to here. Fucking move. The answer to all of your desires is simply for you to move. Move mentally, move emotionally, move physically. Fucking move. I don't like the shit I see. You know what I do? I fucking move. I don't like circumstances and situations. I fucking move. That's what I'm saying. It's alchemy. Move. You don't spend all your time, oh God, complaining and crying, coping and shit. You're just ignorant. You don't know that you are the master of yourself. You have the magnum opus at your feet. Fucking move. Move your mind, move your emotions, move your maturity, move your status, move. Do something different, God damn it, move. Move. Move, motherfucker, move. Fucking move. You are the answer to all of your problems. Move. Crying and complaining in the same space. Move. What is your problem? Move. But moving was too much like right. Because if you move and you don't have those circumstances, then you don't have anywhere to complain and cry. You have nothing. You actually have to do something. You actually have to create something. You actually have to become something. You actually have to face your goddamn self. So moving is hard for some people to do. Crying and complaining in a stationary position is easier. Understood. I understand a lot of things. I understand a lot of things. I understand a lot of things, you know. But a lot of people are not ready for that. A lot of people don't want to hear that. They don't want to hear move. They are not trying to fucking hear that. Because it's too much like reality. Move. They don't want to hear that. I am a move. Oh, don't worry about it. You ain't able to handle it. The energy it would take for you to move, you just it's too deep for it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, baby. Just stay where you at. Keep doing the same shit, getting the same results. Just stay on your treadmill. Don't worry about it. you know? And that's why I think a lot of times the and I'm not better than anybody. I just understand certain shit. So I don't want to come off like I'm being arrogant. I'm not. I've learned and I've had to grow, learn by doing. Okay. And I think I've shared that before. I went out to California quite a bit, seeking enlightenment. That's how I got to India. I have been on a path to seek understanding and enlightenment. I've been many of places, all kind of strange places, searching and trying to understand, looking in the outer world. And then what I found out, it was all inside anyway. My journey and my path was laid. I came back to my fucking former self. I found myself being the child I was when I was a child. Full 360 degrees, baby. It's all it. Your inner nature that you had when you was a kid, you could tap back into that. If you remember who you were when you were the youngest, 4 or 5 years old, go back to that shit. That's who you are. You can go all kind of yoga, nature retreats, and sound bowls. You can do all that shit. It'll help you get there, no doubt. It'll help you reflect and find your way back. That's what religion is, find your way back, right? You're going back to God, going back to your God self. Where's your God self? Your child self. That is the most purest form of humans. When you're young and innocent, you don't know shit. You got to find your way back. The world has ruined you. You got to find your way back to the inner self, the most pure self, that child self. That's it. I spent all that money on them retreats. I spent all that money chasing gurus and shit, reading 1,000 books. I did all of that. That's why I call myself an alchemist. I did all of that shit. Going to California, going to this island, going to Puerto Rico, going into the hills, meditation retreats, this, that, da, 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 vegan this and dot, dot, dot. I have done it all. Gongs and sound bowls and healing, and I did everything but them, what you call them, psychotic drugs and shit in Peru. I didn't do that. Ayahuasca, ayahuasca, whatever. That's the only thing I didn't do was the drug shit. But anything else you name it, I couldn't keep my ass out of California. Every time you turn around, I'm taking a flight to California to go chase some healer, some retreat, some this, some that. I was all up on Deepak Chopra's fucking nuts. Thousands of dollars gone doing all of that. Going to India, going to the Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, meditating, doing mantras and shit, sitting on hills, standing at the Ganges, bathing in the nasty ass water, being baptized in the Euphrates, all this shit. Ringing bells in the Buddhist temples. Oh my God, the things I have done to chase the self that was already here. Ashe. But I don't regret any of my journey. I don't regret any of my journey. It's all in perfect symbiosis. All of it. I'm at peace. I'm at so much peace. I have peace because I choose myself every day. I choose my reality every day. When I see something I don't like, I say, okay, May, what are you gonna do? How do you change this? How do you move mentally? And what's mental becomes three-dimensional eventually. How do you move it quickly? How do you move it? You know? And I'm always looking for the lesson. I'm always looking for the lesson. And I know I come across as such an asshole and my lower self. We all have different selves, you know? We have lower selves, we have higher selves. And I tend to keep my higher self to myself. I tend to. And I tend to share my lower self. That's not good, is it? Judge me. But I face myself. I think that's the thing. I face myself. I know myself. I see my good, my bad. I try. I try to see um my faults. I try. I'm not afraid. Let me say that. I'm not afraid to face my shadows. I'm not afraid. And I think that's what brings me peace. I'm familiar with the worst of me already. And from what I've seen, it ain't so bad. Other than that, that pimp slap might be the worst part of me. That might be the worst part of me. My desire to slap people sometimes or to lash out, and be angry. That might be the worst part of me. But I mean, in light of other things I have seen other humans capable of, I'm pretty satisfied with myself. I'm pretty satisfied. I like who I've become. I like the life I'm living. And I'm copacetic. You know what I'm saying? I'm vibing with the shit. I ain't got no complaints. I'm good. And that's all I ever ask for. I'm not trying to be uh the best, the greatest, the this, the that. I'm not competing with nobody. All I ask for my life is that I do things that honor who my family and my ancestors have created me to be, and that I can truly own my time and self and wake up every day and say, May, who and what do you want to be and do? And I'm good. I'm good with that shit. Well, anyway, I've been rambling and shit. I was talking about Nicki Minaj and what did I say? Ghetto slop culture. I'm hungry. I made some what is it? Indian chicken chili last night. I'm always creating dishes, creating food. I love to create. I cooked two or three things the other day. And so I'm gonna go eat some and see what I made my daughter pizza earlier. So I'll see what she wants. What do you want to eat, Luna? Oh no. You ate pizza earlier. You want something else? You don't know? Want me to think about? You want to think about it? You want some Chinese? I'll make you some Chinese. Yes or no? Chinese? Okay. All right. All right. Appreciate whoever listens.